Have you ever caught yourself thinking, I'm not good enough? You're not alone. A whopping 85% of us battle that mean roommate in our heads every single day. Have you ever wondered why that little voice seems to have all the answers? It's like having a constant critic living rent free upstairs. But here's the kicker. What if I told you those thoughts aren't even true? In this video, we're going to bust open the myths your brain's been selling you. Get ready to kick that mental bully to the curb and reclaim your headspace. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss this. Now, we're going to talk about the sneaky trap of believing every thought. But first, welcome back to Life Next Level. I'm Jay. Today, we're diving into something that may surprise you. Have you ever had a thought just pop into your head and just believed it without question? Yeah, me too. It's like our brains are these overeager puppies jumping at every thought that comes our way. But here's the thing, not every thought is actually true. Let's paint a picture of what happens when we accept every negative thought. Imagine you're about to give a presentation at work. Suddenly, your brain chimes in with, you're going to mess this up. You're not good at this. And before you know it, you're sweating, your heart's racing, and you're convinced everyone's going to laugh at you. Sound familiar? I know it does for me. And this stress isn't just about presentations either. It can affect every area of our lives. Now, get ready for some mind-opening stats. Did you know that we have about 60,000 thoughts per day? That's a lot of chatter up here. Surprisingly, a crazy 80% of those thoughts can be negative. Our brains are like that one friend who always sees the glass half empty. And these negative thoughts, they're tricky little things. They creep into different areas of our lives without us even realizing it. Maybe you avoid applying for that dream job because you think you're not qualified enough. Or you skip that party because you're convinced no one wants you there. These thoughts can shape our decisions and hold us back from living our best lives, short term and long term, without us even really realizing it. Now, let me introduce you to a little bit of a fancy term, cognitive distortions. Don't worry, I'm not trying to sound all scientific on you. These are just the lies our brains tell us. It's like looking at yourself in a funhouse mirror. Everything gets twisted and distorted and embellished. For example, have you ever caught yourself thinking, if I fail this test, my whole life is ruined? That's called catastrophizing. And it's just one way that our brains can distort our reality. But here's where it gets really interesting. What if I told you there's a way to catch these thoughts red-handed and start to alter them? You're not stuck with these damn thoughts that prevent you from living the life you want today, tomorrow, and in the future. And the first step is really learning to recognize negative self-talk for what it is. Just thoughts, not facts. It's like being a detective in your own mind, questioning the evidence before jumping to conclusions or letting somebody else tell you what the answer is. Think about it this way. If a friend came to you and said, I'm such a failure, would you just nod and agree? Of course not. Well, I hope you wouldn't. I know I wouldn't. You'd probably ask them why they feel that way and help them to see things from a different perspective. It's time you start being that supportive friend to yourself. Well, my friends, that is exactly what we're going to explore next. Our brains are pretty incredible, but they're also dealing with some ancient wiring in a modern world. It's like trying to use an old school flip phone to run the latest social media app. There's bound to be some glitches. So let's talk about something a little wild, your ancient brain versus modern day problems. Your brain, again, it's like that old flip phone trying to handle emails, instant notifications, social media overload all over the place. Impossible. But here's the kicker. This ancient hardware is actually trying to keep you safe. So let's just take a little trip back to our caveman days and see why your brain's stuck in this survival mode. So picture this. You're an early human. You're wandering the savannah. Your brain's job is to keep you alive. That's it. It's not worried about your Instagram likes or your next job interview or that speech you have to give at work. It's scanning for threats, ready to hit that fight or flight button at any given moment. Now fast forward today, and guess what? Your brain's still doing the same damn thing in this overstimulated world of things going on everywhere. And here's the thing, our brains are honestly wired to focus on the negative. It's called negativity bias. And it's like your brain's favorite playlist is all doom and gloom. But back in the day, this was super helpful. Remembering where the hungry lions hung out, that's some life saving info right there. But now, it's like your brain's throwing a tantrum every time you scroll through social media. I mean, anything. One negative comment can outweigh dozens of positive likes and positive things and leave you feeling down. Speaking of social media, let's talk about how it's messing with our caveman brains. Every time you see a perfect Instagram post or LinkedIn humble brag, your ancient brain goes into overdrive. It's comparing your messy, real life to these highlight reels. Let me tell you, it does some crazy stuff up there. It's not pretty. So this mismatch between our ancient brains and our modern life, it's causing some serious problems. Experts honestly say that this outdated threat detection system is contributing to rising stress levels, mental health challenges, and sometimes even depression. It's like your brain's running a virus scan 24/7. It's slowing down your whole system with the things you shouldn't really even be worrying about. But just when you think your brain is doomed to old habits, let me introduce you to its superpower, neuroplasticity. It's like your brain is a piece of Play Doh, constantly able to reshape and rewire itself. Now, with some effort and some practice, you can actually train your brain to focus on the positive and handle modern day stress like a champ instead of all that negative bias. So, you may be thinking again, Jay, are you telling me I can upgrade my Stone Age brain? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In the next section, we're going to dive into some practical ways that you can start to do just that. So stick around because we're about to turn your brain from a flip phone into a smartphone. It's time to challenge that inner critic. We're about to gear up with some powerful tools to take that negative voice in your head. Let's take it on. Now, this isn't a quick fix. It's more like training for a mental marathon, but it works. So are you ready to put in the work to show that inner critic who's boss? Let's start with a game changer, cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. It's like a personal trainer for your thoughts, helping you identify harmful patterns and reframe them. Here's a simple exercise. Start keeping a thought record, a thought journal. Jot down negative thoughts, noting when and where they pop up. It can seem tedious at first, but it's really eye-opening. You'll start to see patterns, where and when and why, and that awareness is really the first step to change. Second, I want to talk about self-compassion. Research shows that being kind to yourself can counteract all those nasty critical thoughts that happen all the time. It's like having a best friend in your own head rather than that negative inner critic. I know they can fight a little bit, but just you having some self-compassion and letting yourself know that can seriously change the outcome of some of those thoughts. So the next time you mess up, your brain starts maybe beating you down with negative self-talk, take a deep breath and ask, what would I say to a friend in this situation? And extend that same kindness inward. Now, let's move on to reframing. Take those negative thoughts and flip them on their heads. For example, when your brain pops in with, I'm terrible at public speaking, acknowledge it, but reframe it. It now becomes, public speaking is a skill I'm still developing. And another powerful way to reframe is to add the power of yet. I love this one. I'm not great at public speaking yet, but I'm learning and practicing and I'm getting better. It's a great way to reframe what your brain's telling you. It's all about finding a more balanced, realistic perspective. Every time you challenge a negative thought or show yourself compassion in those situations, you're rewiring your brain. It's like carving a new path through a dense forest. The first few times are tough, but it gets easier with practice. So set a goal for yourself, like catching and reframing 3 to 5 negative thoughts a day. And sometimes they're hard to catch. They're sneaky buggers for sure, but you can catch 3 to 5 of them a day and then make it specific, measurable, and achievable, kind of like a SMART goal, and reframe it. As you hit these goals, you'll see real changes in how you talk to yourself. Consistency is, of course, key. The more you practice, the better you get, the more natural it becomes. And here's a wild thought. It's true. It can happen. What if you could befriend that critical inner voice? Often, to be honest, I mean, it seems like kind of a jerk, right? But It's honestly just trying to protect you, albeit in a misguided way. By acknowledging its intentions, you can start to work with it rather than against it. That voice is hardwired in you from basically birth. And remember, as always, this is a journey. It's not a quick fix. But with these tools and some persistence, some compassion, you've got this. All right, my friends, let's wrap this up with a reminder. Your thoughts aren't the boss of you. So the next time a negative thought creeps in, ask yourself, is that really true? Now, I want to just leave you with a quick checklist to help you shift that internal dialogue. One, keep a thought record. Two, practice daily affirmations. Three, hey, reach out to friends. Four, show yourself some compassion. And five, don't forget the power of yet. Challenge them. Ask if those thoughts are real or if they're just an exaggeration. But a lot of times they're just an exaggeration. They're real strategies that can make a huge difference as you go forward. Remember, you're in charge of upgrading that ancient brain of yours. So keep this checklist handy. When you have some negative thoughts, go at it. Keep beating this thing. You got this. I hope you have a great day. Appreciate you. See ya.